The next section of my walk around the Wales Coast Path is the Ceredigion Coast. I headed off from Cardigan after a few days relaxing at a campsite. I spent the afternoon at Machynlleth, which has a fantastic beach. Apparently this is a good spot for seeing dolphins, though I didn't see any. There's an MOD missile range on the coast just before Aberporth, so the trail cuts inland. It's a very scenic cliff-top walk between Aberporth and Newquay, with lots of paths down to secluded beaches. The section just before Newquay is supposed to be quite hard going. I camped just before it on a nice flat area. There's a diversion for people who want to miss out this part of the cliffs, as it's quite steep, but I didn't think it was too bad. The track was quite wide compared to parts of the Pembrokeshire cliffs. This mermaid statue at Newquay marks the halfway point of the Wales Coast Path. So I've done about 450 miles and the same to go. Predicted we're going to have a thunderstorm tonight, so I think I'm going to set up camp a bit earlier today. In fact, I'm feeling a bit of rain now, which is the first rain I've had in over a month, so I'm pretty high up, but I've found a little bit of flat ground just here. So that's the direction I've come from today, from Newquay, which is way off in the distance somewhere. It's quite a nice, straightforward, flat walk today until I've reached here, which is quite a climb. And you can see off in that direction to Aberystwyth, it's all very hilly. So I thought I'd take the opportunity while I've got this bit of flat ground to set up camp. So I'm expecting it to be very windy tonight with a thunderstorm. So what I'm doing is using this bit of protection of gorse here. The wind feels like it's coming from this direction at the moment, so hopefully it does tonight as well. So I'm going to set up right by this gorse here, so that should give me a bit of shelter. So I've got an Airbnb booked in Aberystwyth tomorrow night, which is about 9 miles away. So it should be a bit of an easier walk tomorrow. That'll be my first Airbnb since I think the start of Pembrokeshire, so it's been quite a while. There we go, all nice and set up just as the rain's starting to get a bit heavier. I never thought I'd say this on the Wales coast path, but it's actually quite nice to get a bit of rain. It's been getting really humid the last few days, so it feels like it needs a bit of a storm to clear the air. And it's been a while since I've had a shower, so I might just stand out here in the rain for a while. But yeah, I'm pretty confident about my tent tonight. It's looking pretty secure. Even just standing here where it's exposed is a bit of a stronger wind, and it's definitely more sheltered around here. It's another good use for these trekking poles actually, so extra sturdy tent pegs. Whichever direction you're expecting the wind to come from, just put them in at an angle, and it's just a bit of extra protection, because sometimes the tent pegs just get flung out when there's really strong wind, but these are good and sturdy, especially when you've got longer grass. Sometimes it's quite far down to the soil, so the tent pegs aren't very secure. Like these can quite easily come out. Alright then, all packed up and ready to head on to Aberystwyth. That was a really good sleep last night. I generally do sleep better when I'm out camping than I do in a house, as long as I'm in a nice quiet area like this. And it was really quiet here. I didn't have anyone pass yesterday evening or this morning, and that's the path just here, but I did think it would be quiet because there's a really steep hill up to here, and then this way the trail to Aberystwyth is really remote. There's no villages or any sort of access to the coastal path from further inland. I had a nice chill out in Aberystwyth. I did some work on video editing and uploading while I had Wi-Fi. Around Borth, the trail goes inland all the way to Machynlleth, around the Dovey estuary. There's really good views of the estuary, but there was a heat wave while I was hiking this part, so I was missing the sea breeze. Cardigan Coast path ends just after Machynlleth and joins the Machynlleth path.